Hi everyone, and welcome to another day. I am going to be pretty quick. The coolest thing is that I found my Hydra Beauty serum and I really love it. And so I thought it's really cool. I use it with my Chanel toner. It's a great fix. As well as I tried this last night. Avon has this new, it's called Green Goddess. It's with CBD oil and I love it. Gives you such a natural glow and is such a cool light oil. And I highly recommend it. Of course, you can always go onto my Avon and pick some up. Also, I have a ton of samples, so if you're interested, definitely just reach out to me and I will go ahead and send you a sample. On another note, okay, so I finished, this is the only thing I'm going to talk about today. I finished my the book for John Bolton's book, The Room Where It Happened. Okay, I finished it. And I will have a full review on engagedgaze.com. So definitely check that out. And when it comes out, I'll send the link. So I don't know when it's going to be published, but I'm going to send in the review today. I actually am not understanding why people are upset. Number one, John Bolton is a partisan and he believes in party. And even in more recent interviews about this book, he talks about how he is consistently going to vote. He is not going to vote for Donald Trump, but he's not going to also vote for Joe Biden. He's going to write in a candidate. Now, question, writing in a candidate, what usefulness is this? It's essentially not a vote, right? And so it is the weirdest thing ever. And it becomes kind of like one of these, like, okay, so it's, I can't vote for this person. Bottom line is, I am not, I simply absolutely do not believe that this guy cares for country as much as he cares for party. What he thought is that Donald Trump was going to be somebody that he can manipulate and roll over and be able to, because he doesn't know much. So he thought that he was going to be able to just get away and do whatever he wanted, because this is what we found out. He was involved with Donald Trump's campaign. He was involved in decision making within the White House all the way up until he got into the White House. He was waiting to be in the White House. So this is why it's kind of like, now you're writing this book, which I honestly don't see what the big controversy is. He does talk about Donald Trump not knowing much. Okay, we know that. And Donald Trump doesn't like people to say that he doesn't know much. I get it. What do we know? His son-in-law and Ivanka Trump are the two people behind the scenes pulling the strings in all these different places. Okay, we knew that. Everybody has said that that's the case, that the two most powerful people inside the White House is his daughter and his son-in-law. Why? It's because he always favors his daughter, and anybody connected to his daughter is going to be somebody that he cares a great deal about. So I'm not understanding why that is big news. Not big news. We know that. Pass the buck. Number two, so why is this such a big controversy? I'm not sure why this is a controversy. I don't understand why people thought that he even adds a whole nother excerpt in the end of the book saying, I would never testify for Congress. And he is After all that he learned, all that he said that this is inappropriate, all that he said that this guy has done something that is not appropriate and that he is not doing well for the White House, all that he knows, in the midst of everything that he knows, he still doesn't believe that he should be impeached. So why would you think that he would come to the impeachment hearings? Why do you think that he would put country first? Like, I just don't understand people's rhyme or reason as to why they thought that John Bolton was going to put country before his alliance to the Republican Party. Makes no sense to me. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm not comprehending why people feel this way. I am at a complete and utter loss. Was the book worth 20 hours of listening to? Absolutely not. And what's so amazing about this is that his goal is so that he can make this book. This book is an insider book. It is a book that most people are going to be like, I don't understand what's happening, because it is 1,001% talking insider talk about international relations. That's pretty much what the book is about. I mean, it is an international relations book. People who do not know anything about international relations is going to have a hard time reading this book or understanding what the big deal is. And he's acting like, and I guess one other big revelation to me is that that Donald Trump does not tweet without telling people about his tweet before he tweets. So when people like, oh, I want to take the phone away from him, or I want to just tell him not to tweet, all that is a lie. The higher ups, I think what also is another interesting moment of this is Mnuchin, right? Is the Treasury Department. The Treasury Department, which we hardly ever see, tends to have his hands in a little bit of everything. So you do wonder, why is Mnuchin such a huge influence in all of the White House? So I think that's more to be explored as to how he not only has survived throughout the 4 years, but also why is he so heavily influenced within the whole thing. Anyway, I just find it very, very strange. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think more needs to be explored here. I think that also a lot more needs to be done. I think I would prefer, actually, a lot more true insight, true writing on the makings of this White House, because right now all these books are just giving tidbits of crap that we know and maybe not even 100% truthful. And so, like, this guy, John Bolton, is really only giving a segment of the world in which he sees it. And to be perfectly honest, him and Donald Trump are almost one and the same. And then for Donald Trump, and then what kills me even more is that John Bolton said that this White House is being ran by Ivanka Trump and her husband, 2 Democrats. Okay. You knew that Donald Trump was a Democrat from day jump. So what in the world, and his family, you knew his family were all Democrats. So why would you even make that statement? That statement seems so irrelevant, so useless, so baseless. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't care about it. I mean, it is the most... and then it is the most baseless conversation. And then what I don't understand is this is a man who did not work in the Obama White House. So the fact that he continues to keep comparing this to Obama, like, Obama is almost like Donald Trump is number 1, Obama is number 2 of mentions within this book. Okay, you worked for George Bush. Why don't you compare Trump to Bush? Like, what is it that you have such a fixation on with Obama as to why you need to always compare him to a White House that you did not work in? Why don't you compare him to a White House that you are working in that is a Republican? Like let's make this across fairness. You barely mentioned George Bush and Dick Cheney. So I don't understand what is this? The book is a waste, and the way that this has been publicized as such a great read, as such a revealing read, is a waste. He is a true partisan through and through. And he continues to keep saying we can't afford to have 4 more years of Donald Trump. If Donald Trump asked you to work in the White House and he said, I'm going to change a new leaf, I'm going to follow you, everything you say, and I trust you and will do whatever you suggest, then I bet all the money in the world that John Bolton will walk right back in the White House. So spare me on this notion that this book didn't want to come out. I mean, part of this makes me feel as if it was just a publicity to sell more books. Like, Donald Trump really did not care. Donald Trump probably is like, the only reason why I care that this book is out is so that because you making money off of my name and you ain't giving me $1. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, because there is nothing in this book that is so revealing, that is so page turner, that is, I can't believe this is coming out, that I'm like so ecstatic and think that it's so. Fear was a better book in regards to really being more revealing. This is not revealing. This is, okay, I knew that, and the fact that I know that, maybe he's not as literate, okay. But let me ask, how many presidents? I mean, there are more presidents. I'm sure there are presidents who are illiterate. But I mean, most Americans don't know much of what they're talking about. And this book is just this book is going to land with a thud. And on that note, I have a son who is screaming at me and just doesn't take a hint. Okay? So I have to go. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.